Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make cod with lemon orzo. And this recipe is so delicious, it's easy to make. While the cod bakes up in the oven, I cook up the orzo with some broth, some lemon juice, some olive oil, some garlic, all the good stuff. And at the end, I finish it off with some kale or spinach to make it more of a complete meal. And you guys are gonna love this recipe. I can't wait to show you guys. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to need the zest and juice of 1 lemon. And I'm a little sad today because this is the last of my lemons from my lemon tree. We collected them all last week and now my lemon tree is now bare and I'm gonna have to start buying lemons from the grocery store rather than just getting it from my backyard. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and zest the lemon. You wanna make sure to zest the lemon before you juice it. So this is a very large lemon. So I'll probably have more zest than normal than if I get like our regular lemon from the grocery store. And the zest of the lemon contains essential oils, which is great because it gives us the like lemony, zesty flavor without being acidic or sour. And then the lemon juice gives a more of a sour taste. And we're gonna need that because lemon goes really well with fish. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then I just realized I'm matching the lemon today with my lemon dress. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and juice this as well. And we need about 3 tablespoons of juice. I think that's on average how much a lemon has. Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, how much juice does an average lemon have?
1 medium lemon is about 3 tablespoons.
Oh, I was right. See, 3 tablespoons. Yes, you were very helpful.
Thanks for your feedback.
You're welcome. I know sometimes when my son asks me questions, I just tell him to ask Alexa. The shortcut way of parenting. Okay, so since this was a large lemon, let me check if that was 3 tablespoons, because that was half a lemon. So I think that's more than the average lemon. Okay, see, yeah, that was 3 tablespoons. And you wanna do this to taste, as with all of my recipes. If you like it more sour, add more lemon juice. If you like it less sour, add less. Do it according to your taste. So next up, we're also going to need 3 tablespoons of olive oil, whatever you guys use. I usually use extra virgin olive oil. So that's 1, 2, 3. So you wanna use whatever good tasting extra virgin olive oil you have, like you use for your dressings, because this is gonna be used to flavor up our orzo. Okay, now let's go work on our fish.
Hello.
Hello, that's my son. He's here at home still. It's still summer break. We still have another week of camp and then we're gonna go back to school, right? So he's watching mommy cook today. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start on our cod. So, you're gonna stay here or you're gonna do work?
I'm gonna do work.
Okay. I gave him some worksheets to do to keep him busy today while I do this. Okay, so we are gonna get going on our cod. Here I have about 1.5 pounds to 1 3/4 pounds of cod. I do like to work with cod a lot when it comes to fish, but you can use whatever fish you desire. If you like salmon, you could use halibut, whatever you like. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up into portions. And the reason why I'm cutting it up into portions is because once it's done cooking, I'm gonna put it on top of the orzo and it's gonna look nice and everybody can just grab a serving of cod. So I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of cod, but depending on how big your cod is, will depend on how many pieces you have. And you can cut them smaller or bigger, however you like. And because we are baking this, I'm gonna go ahead and place it into a baking dish. I'm gonna go ahead and season up our cod. I'm gonna keep it really simple and I'm gonna stick with the same flavors as we did with the orzo. So a little salt, a little pepper, a little garlic powder, a little olive oil, and some lemon juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and season it up. And I usually buy cod at Costco. It's about $9 a pound, which is not bad for wild caught cod. I usually cook around, let's say, 1.5 to 2 pounds of it. And with that, including the other ingredients, it's much less expensive cooking it at home, feeding a family of 4 than if we were to dine out at a restaurant. Plus, I know all the ingredients that are going into this dinner. You could use fresh minced garlic if you like. I'm just keeping it really easy and using my garlic powder today. And then a drizzle, oh, let me season the other side first. Wanna make sure to season both sides. As with every piece of chicken, every piece of fish, beef, I like to season both sides so that everything is flavored well. And the salt I usually like to use is this pink Himalayan sea salt. I don't think I've ever showed you guys what kind of salt I use, or that's usually in this container. But I like using the pink Himalayan sea salt, and I get it from, they sell it at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and you could also get it from the regular grocery store or Costco. And all my other like herbs and spices, I usually buy the smaller bottles. I like them to stay fresh, but since I do use garlic powder a lot, I always get this big old garlic powder from Costco. And yes, you're gonna hear a lot of Costco in my videos because I love to shop at Costco. Okay, so I wanna do the pretty side up. So what I like about the cod from Costco is that you can get it without the skin. They remove the skin for you. I saw both. They have one with the skin and one without the skin. So I usually prefer fish without skin. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle it with some olive oil, and then I have the other half of my lemon because it was such a big lemon. So I'm assuming that this side has 3 tablespoons as well. We just want to drizzle it with some lemon juice. Pour it over. And we are ready to bake this up. Before we put everything in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all my other ingredients that we're gonna be using today. We're gonna need 2 cups of dried orzo. It usually comes in a 1-pound package. We're not gonna be quite using the whole entire bag, so you wanna measure out 2 cups of it, which is still a lot of orzo. We're gonna also be needing some chicken broth, 4 cups, so this is the exact same amount that we're gonna be using, so I don't need to like store the extra in the fridge. The orzo is gonna be cooking in the chicken broth, as well as a lot of garlic. I have 5 cloves of garlic today, you guys. You guys know I love my garlic. So we are ready to head over to the stove. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. We're gonna bake up our cod here. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. Check up around the 15-minute mark, and you wanna, my kids are so loud back there, sorry. You want to make sure it's cooked through, and you'll know when it easily flakes off with a fork. Then while the cod is cooking, we are going to be cooking up our orzo. So go ahead and meet me over at the stove. I have my pan here heated over medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and add some olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil. And then when I was mentioning the other ingredients, I totally forgot that I need about half an onion. So I quickly diced up half an onion here. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the minced garlic. And it's so funny how I forgot the onion because most of my recipes do start off with garlic and onions. And I'm just gonna cook this until they're slightly softened. This will take about 3 to 4 minutes. Our onions and garlic are nice and softened. Now it's time to add in the orzo. Like I said, we have 2 cups of orzo here. And this is how much of the bag that is left. There's a little bit of orzo left over, and you could just, you don't want to waste this. You can add this to some soup. Really delicious with soup. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil here. And then we're gonna toast up the orzo for about a minute. I really do love orzo. It's my hubby's favorite pasta shape. My kids love it. It's just really easy to eat a lot of it. It's refreshing. And I don't know if you guys ever try it, but if you haven't tried it, it is a must. It's just such a really interesting pasta shape because it is the shape of rice. And like I said, we love it and we cook it often. All right, so this is getting nice and toasted. Time to add in the chicken broth. And like I said, this is 4 cups. So I'm gonna use all of this carton. You're gonna need all of this liquid for the orzo to get nice and tender. The chicken broth does have some sodium in it, but I'm gonna add a little bit more because we want our orzo nice and seasoned. And also going to add some pepper. I'm gonna bring this to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna lower the heat to medium-low. And it should be nice and tender after 12 minutes. Okay, so it has come to a complete boil. I'm gonna lower the heat to medium-low. And then I'm gonna cover it, and then I'm gonna come back after 6 minutes to stir it because we don't want the orzo to stick to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so 6 minutes has passed. I'm gonna give it a mix. I wanna push down because some of the orzo is kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I wanna push down to release it. And yes, you just wanna go all around the pan and just scrape down the bottoms. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid back on. Cook it for another 6 minutes. Okay, so our orzo is about cooked through. I'm gonna give it a mix. And now I'm gonna add some baby spinach. Originally, when I made this recipe, here's some baby spinach. Originally, when I made this recipe, I used kale, some chopped kale, because I like the texture of it. It's a little bit more hearty and has more of a bite. But because I don't want to waste any food, I'm gonna use baby spinach today. So feel free to use whatever you like. If you want to use kale, use kale. If you want to use spinach, use spinach. Sorry, I'm kind of spilling everywhere, but little mess in the kitchen is just fine. And because I'm using baby spinach, it cooks down fast. It only takes like a minute or so. But if you are using kale, it'll probably take about 2 minutes to cook down because, like I said, kale is more heartier, it's thicker, so it'll take a little longer to cook down. And to this, I'm going to add in the lemon juice and the olive oil that we mixed into this bowl earlier. Lots of flavors are going into this dish. And then I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more salt. Give it a good mix. Isn't this looking beautiful, you guys? Has the green from the spinach. Orzo's looking nice and shiny. Got lots of flavor from the chicken broth and the lemon juice. Okay, let me check to see if I need any more seasonings before I top it with our cod. Let's see. Perfection, you guys. Yummy. Okay, so now it's time to top it with our cod. Our cod is now completely cooked through. Took about 15 minutes in the oven. Okay, so a little bit of juices left in the baking dish from when the fish was baking. I'm just gonna not waste any of that flavor. Add it right in there. I'm also going to hit the fish with a little bit more lemon juice that we have left over. And then I'm gonna just hit the fish with a tad bit more of salt. And that's it, that's all she wrote. Doesn't it look gorgeous, you guys? Okay, let me gather my troops for the taste test.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done with the scary movie.
Scary movie? What scary movie?
It's called The Ghost.
Oh.
I was the ghost. I was a ghost too.
They are making home movies in their room while I film this cooking video. But anyways, it is through cooking.
And I got light for the movie.
Okay, you got a light for the movie. Okay, did you guys see how incredibly easy this was to make? I mean, I just baked up the cod in the oven and I cooked up the orzo over the stove. It was so easy, and now it's time to give it a taste. All right, so Aaron, for you. And Bradley said he's not hungry right now because he had lunch, so he's not gonna join us for the taste test, but it's okay.
Yes,
so here I have some cod, some orzo, some spinach, and 1, 2, 3, cheers, guys.
It's a winner. Yum.
So delicious, and subscribe. Yeah, and subscribe. Goodbye. See you
guys.
next time.
Guys.
This is a solid meal, you guys. The cod is perfectly cooked. The orzo absorbed the olive oil, the garlic, and the lemon. It is so good, you guys. I promise your family is gonna love it. Cook this dinner tonight, promise. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to spend time with me in my kitchen. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye. See you next time on The Ghost.
And wait for The Ghost to premiere, right?
Yeah.